What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Otumba. Welcome back to another episode of No Table Talk. I'm recording this on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and I just felt the need to bring some good vibes, some happy vibes to this platform. Today I want to talk about a mindset I've kind of been ruminating on, especially as it pertains to the way the world is moving, or the direction the world is moving in from the beginning of COVID, maybe I'll say 2020 till about now. The world has kind of been moving on this train. We're kind of in a space where we're being more particular with mental awareness or mental health awareness. We're trying to be more conscious about it. We're trying to be more deliberate about it. We're trying to speak more about it. Because it is a very, very vital part of our existence. It is a very, very vital part of our being. Just like physical health, spiritual health, mental health, they're all very, very important. There's a certain mantra that has been going around or has been promoted more recently about it being okay to not be okay. With the aim of encouraging people to feel their feelings, encouraging people to not just mask how they're feeling or to not just mask how the situation is affecting them, encouraging people to own their feelings, encouraging people to not just own their feelings, but also own it with the aim of addressing what needs to be addressed, which I totally agree with. It is very, very okay to not be okay, especially for men. It is very, very okay to not be okay. Living in a society where men are taught to toughen up, men are taught to be manly, be masculine, and that's being coined as being emotionless or being undaunted or just being unwavering, not with nothing ever being able to affect you. You get what I'm saying? Hence the mantra that's being preached now. It's okay not to be okay. If you need help, seek help. If you're not fine, own those feelings and let's address it. And I totally agree with it. If anything, I'm directly encouraging myself and everybody now to own your feelings. If you're not okay, it's okay not to be okay. Don't see it as a form of weakness. Don't see it as a form of incompetence on your part. It is okay not to be okay. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be unhappy. It's okay to own those feelings. But I want to go in the opposite direction now. And I want to say to us today that it is okay to be happy. It is okay to be okay. This could be addressed in a multitude of ways. This could be addressed in any angle or in a multitude of angles. But where am I coming at this from today? I'm coming at this from the point of in the midst of us not being okay. Because I'm a very, very big proponent of, yes, you own your feelings. Yes, you can go through whatever you're going through. If you're sad, yeah. If you want to cry, sure, fine. But I'm a very, very big proponent of not dwelling there. Like, yes, it is okay to not be okay. And then what? You feel me? For me, it doesn't just end at it being okay to not be okay. For me, it's okay to not be okay. And then what? What do we do moving forward from there? What's the plan moving forward? You get what I'm saying? As we've owned our feelings, then what is the point of owning your feelings? How do we move forward from this? Whether it is you sorting this out or directly addressing what the problem is. And then even after that, how do you move on with life outside not being okay? How do you rectify not being okay? How do you continue with your life and be okay? I just said a bunch of words that I hope made sense. But you feel me? Hopefully you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it is okay to be okay. It is okay to be happy. And I'm coming at this from the angle of us experiencing life. You see, there's certain things that in our lives, personally to each and every one of us. I mean, I'm going through life. You listening to me, you watching, you're going through life. You're going through very, very peculiar situations as it relates to you. Even if your situation may have been experienced by anybody else, by the end of the day, I feel like everybody has their own different variation. And at the end of the day, you're the one you're going through it right now. You feel me? I feel like even in the midst of that, it is okay to be okay. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine this weekend, and we're encouraging each other. And the consensus from that conversation was that, yeah, life happens. Unfavorable and undesirable things happen. Things that you wouldn't wish on yourself. You wouldn't wish on your enemy sometimes. Things that affect you or just affect everything concerning your life. Things that are so pivotal in the general mood of your life. You feel me? Yes, we'll be going through something. Things will get us down. We would have challenges. We would go through the motions in different aspects of our lives. Sometimes your marriages could not be working well. Your academics could not be up to par. Your family is just in disarray. The list could go, I could go on and on. Sometimes it may not even be that deep to me or to everybody else, but it could be deep to you. It could just be in your head. It could just be very downcast in just the general trajectory of your life. You feel me? You may just not be happy with the place you're at in life. Long and short of it, life. It's under the bracket of life. You feel me? Even in the midst of all of this, we said to ourselves that, yes, we're experiencing life, but we're not obligated to just take it. Let's say you're going through something, whatever it is. Let's say you're going through something in your life. You're not obligated to just sit back and take whatever life is throwing at you. You get what I'm saying? You're not powerless in this. It's not, how do I put this? Whatever experiences all of us are experiencing, including myself right now, we are not powerless against it. It's not like we're tied to a chair and we just have to just keep getting bombarded with these things and we're merciless. That's what it is. It's not like we're just merciless to life. Yes, life occurs, life happens, but we also have a very, very, very big influence on life, on our lives. We also have, even if there's some certain areas where we could feel powerless and we could seem powerless, we could seem like we really don't have influence in it. But then life in its multidimensionality, we still have a lot of influence, even if it just pertains to us and our well-being and everything that's going on here and here. You feel me? So even if the challenge you're facing right now is unfavorable, undesirable, we don't want it. Doesn't have to be a direct reflection of the entirety of our lives being unfavorable and undesirable and us not wanting to be a part of it anymore. I think that even in the midst of challenges, without me trying to sound like I'm selling a pipe dream, with me being very, very realistic, even in the midst of challenges, even in the midst of concern, even in the midst of things not going our way, I believe that it is okay to be fine. Even if you've owned your feelings and you're like, okay, I'm not okay, admittedly, and you may seek help, you may seek encouragement from people, you may share your story with people, you may say to your friend or your confidant, you may say that, bro, yeah, I'm not good. Maybe somebody asks you if you're good. Maybe if your confidant asks you if you're good. Aside the general template answer we give, yeah, I'm fine, and you could own your feelings and say, okay, yeah, I'm not okay. And you could share that and you could seek encouragement and then you could seek advice and whatever it is contributes to your circumstance or your situation being rectified. You could go through that whole process. But I feel like even in the midst of that, you could still be happy. It is okay to be okay. It is okay to not just allow yourself be subject to whatever way the wind of life blows you. It is okay to own your life. It's okay to own your feelings, own your emotions, and own how you're going to choose to go through this journey. Because that's what it is. Even in the midst of the challenges, you're going through a journey right now that is admittedly tough, but you can choose the attitude with which you go through that journey. You can choose to go through that journey happy. You can choose to go through this undesirable journey pleasant. You feel me? Even though the journey isn't pleasant, even though the journey isn't desirable, doesn't mean your feelings or your mood or your general outlook has to be a direct reflection of what you're going through. And I know it's tough. And I know it takes a lot of conscious effort. But it's a lot of conscious effort that is ours to give. You get what I'm saying? It's not something that we can just expect to just come out of anywhere. You feel me? It's a conscious effort we have to put in. We have to put in conscious effort to be good, to go through this journey upbeat, to go through this journey hopeful. If anything, us allowing our undesirable journey or our undesirable or the undesirable points we're at now in our lives, us allowing that to directly impact our mood and to dictate our mood permanently or for the long run almost seems very defeatist to me. Almost seems like you're just taking it. You get what I'm saying? Because the punches are coming and I don't think they would stop. I don't think life, even if what you're hoping to change right now becomes better, there will be further challenges down the line. I don't think anybody right now just goes through life, no matter the amount of success you've attained or the money you have or whatever it is that we may say would make life easier, whatever it is most of us may think that would be the solution to whatever we're going through right now. Even if we have those things, even if those things become rectified, life would throw more punches at us. It is just what life is. If I'm even trying to go be more direct and speak from a place of my spirituality and my belief, I would say that in life, dealing with the devil, he wouldn't stop, especially if you're not for him. So challenges wouldn't stop. And us allowing those challenges, we would go through the motions. We would say to ourselves, it's okay to not be okay. We would own it. But then hopefully we're coming out of it on the other end, being okay, choosing to be okay, saying to ourselves that this situation, these challenges I'm going through, I'm not going to just lay down and take it. Even if I've done everything I can do within my power, even if I have checked all the boxes I need to check, even if now I'm just sitting in a place where I'm just waiting for things to change. Now I'm at the point where it's not by my power. It's not by my might. It's not by anything I can do. Even when you get to that point, you can be okay. You can be happy. You can choose to be happy. And like I said, admittedly, it won't be easy. And I know that a lot of us would need certain things. And to accomplish this, like I said, it's not magic. To accomplish this, something has to be involved. You have to go through certain processes. You have to seek out the happiness. You get what I'm saying? Some people seek out the happiness in family, valid. Some people seek out the happiness in certain activities, valid. Some people may seek out the happiness in certain substances, could be valid depending on what that substance is. Keeping in mind that a substance could be ice cream. But depending on what that substance is, valid. But for me, and by virtue of me speaking to other like-minded people, for me, yes, I seek out happiness in other areas. I seek out happiness in activities, in family, in friends, in ice cream. I love ice cream. I mean, sundae, amazing. A banana split, perfect. A hot fudge brownie sundae, oof, amazing, bro. So I seek out my happiness in all those other things. But I want to advertise. Let me say advertise. I want to pose another solution, another pathway that I have seen to be not just effective, and which is the reason why I am feeling confident in saying this to anybody or sharing this with anybody. Not just because I want anybody to just believe whatever I believe, but I'm sharing this for a couple of reasons. Yes, it works, But secondly, it is sustainable. And thirdly, you find solutions there. See, those three things for me, that does it for me. That does it for me, to be honest. Because in the midst of the challenges we're going through, where we find our solutions, where we find what we used to cope. I mean, let me use that word. Our coping mechanism, for me, is only as effective if, number one, it does make me feel better. Number two, the factors in which I am coping on are sustainable, whereby it making me feel better doesn't last for a minute or for a second or for a couple of hours or for a moment. Is able to be sustained, where even when I need to revisit that thing, I can go back and it's always there in its full magnitude. I can never get tired of it. Never get sick of it. It never gets old. That's what I mean by sustainable. So that's number two. It's sustainable to me. And number three, I find solutions there. So where, yes, I'm coping with this, but as I'm in this thing, as I'm in this activity, as I'm basing my feelings on these factors, it's not just making me feel better, but it's actually bringing solutions. And for me, that substance or that thing is the presence of God and all that entails. The Bible says that be anxious for nothing, but let your request be made known unto God by prayer and by thanksgiving, and the peace of God will come upon you. I have found that the presence of God and the things of God is my highly sustainable coping mechanism for life and its challenges. Because some of us are going through some things that would admittedly break us. If people heard our stories, they would understand. They would be like, okay, yeah, I get it. Wow, that's so sad. But we keep pushing. You get what I'm saying? Some of us are going through certain things that have killed people. Literally. That have killed people. That have destroyed people. That have ended lives. Not just by death, but by substance and relevance. And by quality. You get what I'm saying? That's ended lives. You feel me? Some people have gone through things that have they've given up. Some people have gone through the things we're going through and they've had yeah, long and short of it is the outcome isn't good. You get what I'm saying? For me, the presence of God, I have never seen anything like that. I have never seen anything that works like it. If anybody has anything that they think works like it, I would love to hear it, or better. But for me, especially by virtue of experience, I have never seen anything that is as effective, as sustainable, and as solution bringing as the presence of God. No matter what I'm going through so far in my life, in the short 27 years of my life, with everything I've been through, I have not had, and I may have sought coping, I may have sought happiness, or may have sought relief from the burden of my feelings, or relief from the burden of my situation in anything and anybody else. But the one thing that I have seen to work, despite, and it doesn't change, it's unwavering, it's not subject to even my feelings, it's not subject to anything happening in the world, anything happening, it's not subject to anything whatsoever. It stands the test of time. It remains with the same potency. It's the presence of God. The presence of God that brings peace. The presence of God that brings joy. The presence of God that brings happiness regardless of my situation. The presence of God that gives meaning to my life. The presence of God that brings meaning to my situation. The presence of God that makes my life make sense. The presence of God that then brings solution. That is my advertise coping mechanism today. The presence of God, whether it's you being the presence of God in His Word, or in the place of prayer, or in fellowship with your fellow brethren, or with other godly people, whatever it is, the presence of God is my coping mechanism. The presence of God, to me, is what makes me okay. Because right now, speaking right now, I have a countless reasons to not be okay. As I'm sure you do. As I'm sure you do. Countless reasons to not be okay. Countless reasons to be sad and downcast. Countless reasons that you would tell other people and they would feel sad and downcast for you on your behalf. It would be very, very understandable. But like I said before, first of all, that could be very, very defeatist when that persists. And also, it doesn't create an atmosphere that births solution or that births hope. You feel me? So in me encouraging us to be okay, in me saying to us that it is okay to be okay, it is okay to be fine. You don't have to just take it. You don't have to just take life. You know what I'm saying? Even if your situation is so dire, where your life is just spiraling, you don't have anywhere to turn to. You don't even know what else you can do. You may have done everything. You may have exhausted all the wisdom that you have. You may have exhausted all the ideas that you have. But there's that one thing. There's that one last card, which technically should be the first and only card. But there's just that one last thing that when everything fails, when you discover that everything else fails, nothing else is sustainable. But this one thing just remains true. To where even if I go back to my cycles of not being okay, and I own my feelings and I am downcast and my situation is affecting me and all of that, I can go back to this one thing, being my source. And I can find safety in it. I can find solution in it. I can find peace in it. Every single time without fail. Without fail. So that's my proposed medicine today. When your actions have been exhausted, the last influence you have is your mindset, is your attitude. Is the attitude you input towards your life. Is the attitude you continue to operate in. Because then that attitude will also then dictate the quality of your thoughts, the quality of your mindset, the amount of hope you have in this situation. You get what I'm saying? And that, for me, the presence of God is where it's at. The presence of God is where it's at. It's things like that that make my belief surpass religion. Because it's things like that so it surpasses a text in a book. It surpasses just mere words that somebody is saying to me. When you feel certain things, it's almost like you experience certain things. Okay, a lot of us have been burned by fire. You know how fire feels. That experience alone has made an imprint in our hearts and in our minds. That if I touch fire, first of all, I'm going to be burned. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? But then if by some illusion or by some trick or by some magic, I have fire in front of both of us and I put my hand in it and it doesn't burn me, even you will be reluctant to put your hand in it. Why? Because you have had certain experiences that have informed you or have been imprinted in your heart. Experiences that nobody can take away. You get what I'm saying? Even if my actions are showing otherwise, what I'm showing, what I'm showing to you is showing otherwise. Is in essence combating your experience. By the end of the day, that experience that you had for yourself, nobody can take it away. Even if I, as a magician, put my hand in fire, walks through fire, you as a human being that has experienced life, that has felt it, that knows that I'm either doing this by some trick that you're not privy to, or this isn't real fire. Long and short of it, my experience that I have had, that fire burns me, carries more weight than what Korede is showing me, or than what Otumba is showing me. You feel me? So it's things like this that makes my belief transcend religion. That makes my belief just not, oh, it's why his fellow Christians said he should do, or it's what Christians say we should do. Nah, I have experienced it. I'm still experiencing it. And even in my humanity, I still go through my moments of being downcast. I still go through my moments of discouragement. If anything, like I said before, I could think of 1,001 reasons where okay, not 1,001, God forbid I'll have 1,001 reasons to not be happy. But you get my point. I could think of multiple reasons. But then I keep going back to that source. And that source never fails me. So yeah, that's my point today, man. That's what I came to encourage us with today. And encourage myself with today. It's okay to be okay. It's okay to be okay. And how can you be okay? Sustainably? How can you be okay? God. For me. And for a lot of people. So thank you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hope this blessed you as always. Hope this encouraged you in some way. Hope you learned something from this. If you have any thoughts, you can leave a comment. YouTube, on Instagram, whatever platform. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it all. You feel me? If you have any thoughts, any feedback, any experiences you want to share. If you try this, if adventure you heard me or you watch this video and you say, you know what, let me try this. Let me go to God. Let me see if really, regardless of my situation, I'll be okay. Regardless of my situation, I'll be fine. If you say that to yourself and you try it, I would love to hear your experience. Whether it works for you or it doesn't work for you, I would love to hear your experience. But I don't think it's gonna work for you. I don't think it's gonna work for you. I've never heard anybody it didn't work for. So appreciate you guys, man. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Stay blessed. And peace. Bye.
Sit back, relax, and chill. Grab a glass of wine or a cup of tea, 'cause you're listening to No Table Talk.